Hey, my girl was T, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Timberly, and I'm about to be your very best friend. Just watch. You're gonna see. So quick, just wanted to come on here real quick and discuss some ways to help you survive Zoom School of Law, Zoom School of Business, Zoom School of whatever school that you are in, because we know that this pandemic 2020, I don't know what the fall semester was like for y'all, but let me tell you, it was not your girl's best time at all. And so I've been thinking about some real tangible ways on how I can change that for the upcoming semester. School's starting really soon, so what better time than to sit down, record this video, and give y'all some tips on how I plan to best overcome Zoom School of Law. So if you're interested, just keep watching. So first and foremost, we're going to set a schedule. I know that the fall, the entire 2020, girl, was just a lot for everybody. But specifically fall, if you were dealing with seasonal depression on top of this being your first semester of college or your first semester of law school or just your first semester having to deal with teaching yourself in real time in your home, everything could be so just jumbled together. Not only is it your workspace, but now it's like your kitchen, it's your brunch spot, it's all those things. So first and foremost, set a schedule that you know that you're going to abide by. I personally plan on waking up about 2.5 hours before my first class. So Mondays and Wednesdays, I have a class at 8 a.m. I plan on waking up between 5:30 and 6 just to really get my day started. That way you're not in a rush. When you have a plan, when you have a schedule, you know what to expect for the day, and it's just kind of like getting up, going to regular school. And it also reminds you to be disciplined, because that's one of the biggest things, especially when you're on your own time, is being disciplined. So first, set a schedule. So tip number 2, stay engaged. I know it's so easy to just roll over, turn your camera off, turn your microphone off, go to sleep, and text your homegirl like, hey, let me know if you say my name, tell him my microphone is broken or something like that. But try to stay engaged. When you're engaged, even from your home, you are more likely to retain that information. So turn your camera on, get dressed so you look presentable, so you're not ashamed to turn your camera on, and get out of the bed. Ask those questions, talk to your professor, really engage in the learning material for that day. And not only do that, but also be disciplined enough to make sure that you're doing your readings. I know we slack on our readings, especially as we progress in the L's if you are in law school. So from 1L to 2L year, or from 1L fall to 1L spring, you all of a sudden just feel like, I ain't really got to read all that no more. Yes, you do. Yes, you do, girl. Yes, you do. So stay engaged in the class. Tip number 3, talk to your professors. I know that was a bit more, they were a bit more easily accessible when we were actually in school, because you could just like pull up on them and they had set office hours. Ask your professors if they do not provide you with actual office hours for them virtually. Ask them, what are your virtual office hours? Are you going to be providing those virtual office hours? If you not, can you? And oftentimes they will be really receptive to that, because they're going to, 1, see that you're showing initiative, and 2, it's a great way to get some feedback from your professors in real time. So I know as 1Ls, depending on what school you went to, you likely had TAs in a lot of your doctrinal classes, which are your classes that are not your skills-based classes. And so in those classes, you had actual peers who were able to go ahead and review your work. Here, if you don't have that as a 2L, as a 3L, or even in the virtual environment, find ways to interact with your professor. That way you're getting some feedback throughout the semester, and you're not just out here alone, out here by yourself, out here just wondering what the heck is going on. So talk to them when you have questions about concepts. It's also an additional way to build that rapport, make sure that you're understanding, and it's going back to our point 2, which was to stay engaged with class. That means when you're writing for those hypothetical situations, you're getting that feedback and you're actually showing that you're actively participating in your class. To that point, set up some space in your home or wherever you're going to be studying that is dedicated to doing work. So last semester, I wasn't the best at doing that. Sometimes I would wake up, let's say I knew I had class at 5. 8:50, 8:45, I'm hopping up, brushing my teeth, throwing a wig on, and I am turning the camera on just to look presentable enough to be in class that day. And I could be in class from my bed. I could be in class from the living room table. But find a space in your house that is not your bed. Because if you are in your bed, you will go to bed as soon as the lecture gets boring. Find a space that you are going to dedicate to just doing work. And it doesn't just have to be to doing schoolwork. It could be to doing YouTube or blogging or anything else that you decide that you want to do. Make that your space to do that. Next tip, when you're going to be going in, you want to also, and you're doing your schedule, you want to tie in some breaks. Build yourself in some breaks. I know for us, we have 15 minutes in between each class. So let's say I have a class at 9, a class at 10:30, and a class at whatever is an hour and 30 minutes after the end of their first class. Those 15-minute built-in breaks, utilize them to get your blood flowing. Stand up, go for a walk, go to the bathroom, scroll on social media if you need to, but take those times for built-in breaks to really stimulate yourself. That way you aren't just growing to be too sedentary, because you will keep the quarantine weight if you do that. Trust me, your girl gained it all. But don't worry, the grade 28 is about to get that off. That ain't no problem. But next tip, and I think this is where I'm going to kind of leave y'all off with this one. So if working at home doesn't work for you, this next tip might be helpful. If you're a person who is actually comfortable going out into the world and you have somewhere where you can go, like a library of sorts, try not studying at home. See if that's going to be more beneficial for you. I do have classmates that I remember seeing on Zoom, specifically when they would turn their cameras on, students who would not be at home. They would be in the library, they would be at a coffee shop. So if you live in an area where those places are open for you to go, and you know that no matter where you study in your home, you will go and run and hop and skip to the bed if you have the opportunity, or you know you won't be engaged, go somewhere else. Pack yourself up. That helps you stay on schedule. Pack yourself up for the day. Maybe purchase or rent a cubicle for the semester in your local library if you don't have a school or a law library near you. Pack your stuff up. Go to the library and treat it like it is your schoolhouse. Treat it like it is your desk. Treat it like it is your office space. That way you're not at home. You're actually forcing yourself to be on a schedule and to actually be in an area that might be more conducive to your learning, because you know you don't have that ready option just to get in bed. But those are my tips, but we shall see. If you found this content helpful, like this video, subscribe to this channel. We are going on a journey this year, y'all. We are going on a journey to be better versions of ourselves in 2021. 2020 gave us 2020 vision because we saw that time don't mean nothing. Time don't mean a thing. Your plans don't mean a thing, because anything could happen at any given moment. So if you like this video, thumbs it up. Comment down below some tricks that you are utilizing to actually help yourself stay on task this year for school, and keep in touch. Bye.